What's going on, guys? Good morning. It is the 3rd of February. It's Friday morning. It is 4:45 in the morning. We are looking at, real quick, Yahoo Finance. The stock market futures are down, and the reason why I'm on Yahoo Finance is I know we had some news coming out at, I think, 8 or 8:30 a.m. on today, Friday. And I believe it's the jobs report. So I was just trying to find that. And it looks like the stock market, looks like the awaited jobs report. So that's what comes out today, Friday. Let's head over to the markets, guys. Markets are basically flat. And when I refer to markets, I pretty much referring to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the elephant in the room, I should say. So pretty much what Bitcoin is doing is kind of what the rest of the markets is doing. Not all the time, of course, but Bitcoin is flat and most of the markets are flat. A couple are down, a couple are up, but basically flat. Bitcoin down 0.2%, XRP 0.7 up in the green. Our Shiba Inu is actually moving to the upside. But this morning, we are looking at Flare Network. A couple things I want to talk about here. A couple levels I am watching and still looking at picking up some more Flare. Welcome to the channel, guys. Appreciate all of the subscribers. If you are not yet subscribed, consider doing so. Let's get right into this. We are looking at Flare Network daily chart. This is the KuCoin data. What you see on my screen right now is tradingview.com. It's the free service. I don't pay for tradingview.com, but they have great charts, great tools on the charts. It's free. It's great. Check it out. The ticker symbol for this is FLRUSDT. FLRUSDT. Getting a continuation to the pullback here for Flare off of our resistance. You'll see a circle on my chart right here. We're going to come back to that a couple times during this video, but right now we're going to refer to that as the resistance level and the high of this move so far. Resistance came in at 49.65, 49.10. Both of those are resistance levels that we have had on our chart, and we have been pulling back ever since. So we are, let's see, from the top of that to current prices, we are a pullback of 17% from those highs. Below the market, guys. So I wrote in a comment yesterday, I answered a subscriber, a viewer. They were looking for, I think they said, is the price going to get down to 392? And my answer to them, or my thoughts were, if we undercut this low here on the 1st, the likelihood of that increases quite a bit. So he was asking, are we going to get down to this white line here, which is a support area that I'm watching? Put a decent amount of weight on it, but not a ton. We don't have too much history, too much previous trading for Flare, but this is an area I think is pretty important. So I said if we undercut, it was actually, I think it was yesterday, the 2nd. If we undercut the 1st of February, the low, which is 41.30, which we did so far on today's candle, not yesterday's, then I think the odds increase of getting back down to this 39.62 level on a percentage basis, that would be basically another 4% lower from where we're currently trading, 41.22. So that could play out. You could see we're actually slightly wicking up here off today's lows. The lows today were 40.80. We're at 41.22. And I think that may be because if you turn your eyes to the left-hand side of the screen, this area right in here from basically the 18th of January to the 22nd of January, The price pulled back down into that level, found some support, and has traded back up. So that is previous resistance potentially turning into support as of today on today's candle. That could be why we're seeing us off the lows a bit. So that's that. Going back real quick to the Yahoo Finance website, we have some stock market news coming out. Like I said, I think it's at 8:30. It's either 8 or 8:30 this morning on the East Coast, Friday the 3rd. And I believe that is a jobs report number. So you can expect, there's a good chance, I should say, you can expect some wild market volatility. It could be all over the place. We could expect a wild swing higher, a wild swing lower. We can expect some volatility right before, right after the number. Usually all of these news events, you can expect one thing, and that is market volatility. So if that's the case, which it should be, it usually is, then we should expect some kind of wild move in the market. Sometimes they'll send the market down, right after the number, and then the rest of the day will march higher. So we'll see what happens. But we take our trades. The news is pretty much irrelevant to us. We have our trades, we have our stops in place, and that seems to work out fine. The news, in my opinion, of course, is just a bunch of noise that gets in your head. It gets in the way of your trading. It messes you up. But you do want to be aware of it, because if you put on a futures position right before a news event that you don't know is coming out, you could be in for some wild moves right after that. There's a time and place for it, but overall, the news is irrelevant to us. We put on our trades because the chart tells us to. We put our stops in at an appropriate place, and we move forward. So we could expect some volatility today. We'll see. The price right now is finding support. Like I said, possibility has increased since we undercut the low of the first, that we could get down to this 3962 level. There should be some support there, as shown right in here. Let me change my tool real quick so I can. There should be some support in that area as shown right here. So if the price pulls back to that area, there should be some support showing up. If support doesn't show up, we have two new levels on the chart, guys, for potential support. Like I said, we don't have much history for this chart, so I can only put so much weight on these levels. The two new levels we have, are 3802, which is right here, 3802, and then below the market even more is 3530. So 3530 and 3802 are our new levels on the chart that we'll be keeping a close eye on if price gets down to that area. If for some reason we get some, it doesn't even matter that the news is negative or positive, the markets can still go down. If we get some crazy news announcement that sends the markets south in a huge way, we could wick down to one of these, find support, and then start to trade back up. Basically, I would be looking to accumulate more flare at one of those levels if the price did something like that. I'm not saying it will, just saying that's why I have those lines on the chart as a reference, that if the price is trading, down in this range near the 3530 area, then that tells me I could look to pick up more flare token at that level, compared to just having it somewhere down here in no man's land. I would rather be buying at one of my support levels. So that is to the downside, not to be negative or anything like that. We're going to get to the upside bullish scenario. So let's take a step back to when I talked about the bubble up here, the circle on my chart. If you watch the previous flare videos, guys, I talked about a cup with handle. And this bar right here, the 30th of January, the high of that bar, which is 5 cents, let's see. Yes, 0.05, excuse me. I almost thought it said 50 cents for a second. The high of that candle, which is 0.0505 cents, would be the proper entry for the cup with handle. If you don't know what a cup with handle is, look it up. Just type in cup with handle chart pattern and you'll get all kinds of information. It basically has a rounding bottom and then a cup. So it actually looks like a teacup. Here's the handle right here, and here is the body of the cup. It's a very bullish pattern that's been around for as long as the markets have been trading. Go read How to Make Money in Stocks by William J. O'Neill. There is a bunch of chart patterns in there. Cup with handle is one of the main ones. So the entry would be right at this circle here and at the high of that, which is 5 cents. Just like we're going to come back to that in a second, just like we broke out. So you see this 45-degree white line here, roughly 45 degrees. And then we broke out of it. Well, we tried to break out of it here on the 26th, and we actually did break out here and hold. We had to close above that line on the 27th. This, excuse me, the same thing is taking place right here. So ideally, we are looking for a breakout above this yellow line, this 45-degree yellow line, a breakout above that line, and a close, just like this green candle right here. We broke out above that white line and had a close. We want to see that take place over here. You could use that, not financial advice, guys. You could use that as an early entry, and then you could also add to that position once we get the official breakout past 5 cents. It could all happen in one candle. It could all happen in one day. We could get a blast past our 45-degree yellow line and past our high over here on the 30th, all within one motion, sending us up, something like that. That could all take place. It can happen quick, guys. These markets, especially the cryptocurrency markets, when they are ready to go, heads up. And that refers to the upside, the bullish scenario, and the downside of the bearish scenario. So these markets, they can run stops like no other markets that I've seen. It's pretty wild. So you just got to be careful out there. You got to be positioned correctly. You got to have your stops in place at smart areas so you don't get stopped out during, normal market volatility and stuff like that. At least that's what I think. That's my opinion. So, like I said, we are looking for a breakout above our yellow line here. And then really what will give us some serious confidence in this is a break above our high on the 30th, which is our cup with handle entry at 5 cents. So until then, this is nice and orderly trading on the downside here. If we start to get like a waterfall move and we start to break lower, then we'll look for support to show up somewhere in here at one of our lines. I think our lowest line is down here at 2790. Way down here. Not saying it's going to get there, but we do have it if the price does start to move down there. So far, this whole area is some nice and orderly trading fashion, healthy pullback after a massive move to the upside, which would be a 40+% move / breakout. Just like what happened here, big breakout. Guys, we're just looking for that to take place again. It's not very complicated. Another breakout to the upside. We are looking to pick up some flare. Talked about it yesterday. In and around this level, we were waiting to see if the low got broken on the first, which it did, which would tell me that the chances of heading down to this 392 level have increased. So we're going to try to have some patience here. And that's actually where we are long from anyways. We were buying flare on the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, right around that mid 3 to high 3 level. So if we get a pullback close to that, we'll probably pick up some more flare. If not, then we might have to chase it a little bit, and we'll get into it before a big breakout to the upside takes place. So sometimes trading is not as black and white as you may think. Sometimes it's more of an you just got to kind of feel out the markets and stuff. It's hard to explain. So that's what I'm doing. That's not financial advice, not telling you to buy or sell or anything like that, just kind of sharing the way I look at this and what I'm looking for. Keeping in mind that we have a news event this morning and almost guaranteed one thing, market volatility. We'll see if we rocket higher today in the markets, if we rocket lower, if we plummet lower. And sometimes you'll see these charts. Let me clean up this chart real quick for you. You'll see these charts. They'll be in a pattern like this. So they'll be in a, let's call it a cup with handle, like we said. And a news event will be the catalyst that sends the market breaking out to the upside. Sometimes you'll get those moves on a news event. So that's where news to us kind of matters, but still doesn't really, because we would still be watching this chart and the proper levels, whether we knew about the news or not. But it's easy to find out the news events these days. It's a click of a button. It's on your phone. It's on the computer, whatever. So we give it a little bit of weight, but not too much, because it'll mess with your head and it'll skew your opinions and skew your trading. Whereas if you look back, if you just stuck to your position and your stops, you would have been fine. Guys, that's my thoughts on Flare right now. We're still bullish on it. This is a normal, healthy pullback. I showed you where the entry is for the cup with handle. It's at 5 cents. Doesn't mean you can't accumulate earlier when we get a break above our 45-degree yellow line. All of these lines on the chart, the horizontal lines, the 45, 49, 49, 50, 53, 54, 54, 60, those are all targets/resistance levels as price nears them. Welcome to the channel if you are not yet subscribed. Join us, hit the thumbs up, let me know your thoughts in the comments. You guys have a great Friday. It's the 3rd, and I'll catch you guys at some point today in another video. Take care.